IB Diploma CAS has brought me a lot of experiences in these past 20 years that I will never forget. Starting off with the Jogja trip, I went with me and my class. We took a trip to a small village outside of the borders of Jogja. Together, we stayed in foster families which worked on farms. It was a very different lifestyle compared to what we used to. And we went around Jogja. We've experienced the culture. We learned what the families did in their farming. We visited orphanages. We learned gamelan instruments. And we've also visited the eruption site of Mount Merapi. And as well, we visited the Borobudur Monument and the Malioboro Market. It has also taught us about jewelry making and the art of making batik. Jogja was one of the biggest CAS trips I've had throughout the year. It was different compared to the other trips, as it was the time where I learned the most about myself. It showed me that things are different in other places, but at the same time, people are people, and we all share what we have in common. And as well, it brought us together closer as a class. We've had various experiences in Jogja that we would never forget. Fun times, good times, and also and also work. We worked in the fields, we worked in outbound activities, but together as a class, we had our time together, and also it brought us stronger. Gili Trawangan, however, was a different trip. This was early into my years in CAS. This was in the first year, precisely. Me, my class, as well as the class above us, went to Gili Trawangan as part of our Group 4 project, but we also had done some CAS activities in Gili. We have dived into coral reefs and also at the same time participated in a beach cleanup. Together, we found out the environmental issues that plagued Gili and also tried to raise awareness of it to the local inhabitants as well as the tourists who visited, showing that the environment was the most important part of Gili and that the people relied on it, and as well that the environment is fragile. The Munduk trip was one of the most work-filled trips we've had. The idea behind the Munduk trip was that we would work together with the Habitat of Humanity workers who already started projects in the village of Munduk in the north of Bali. We would help them in building houses for families who are less fortunate. We would help them build new housing that would be affordable and at the same time with proper electricity and materials. And we've also not just went through building, we've also been involved in visiting a local temple which has had a fallen tree on it, but as well we have learned gamelan musical instruments in the village of Lovina, and as well spent time with dancing along with the villagers there in Lovina. The Salam Orphanage trips were weekly trips so that me and my classmates have also went through. We would organize ourselves in various activities and spend time with the children there in the Salam Orphanage. Our activities ranged from teaching them how to play simple card games like Uno, as well as group activities that we have learned throughout our time in CAS. We would spend time with the Salam Orphanage children, and we would try to go through various activities with them. We played football with them, but yet we also helped them in their schoolwork. It was more bonding time compared to the other CAS activities. We got to meet people like us who were less fortunate, but also at the same time help them, aside to just giving a regular donation. It made it feel more personal, and it was an activity that brought out in me a more open side and made me realize that people, no matter who they are, also deserve to be known. Teaching government school children was one of the more stricter CAS activities we had. We had to teach the children of SD1 English. We did this through various ways. We did worksheets, but also we had activities and games which tested their knowledge about English, and we made them learn how to apply it into those activities. Overall, it was an activity that brought a lot in me and made me realize that public speaking is a trait that I should learn better. The Macbeth performance was something that was more creative in me. It brought out my skills in theater that I had before, but this time it gave me the opportunity to do it in a new school and in a new time. Overall, the performance was great. We got a great feedback from the audience and the school liked it. The CAS Carnival, however, was one of the more bigger activities we had. It was not just an activity, it was an event. An event that would happen each year. We organized the carnival as students. We would organize the sponsors, the vendors, the food stalls, and as well the games. We had the whole school involved, not just us, but the rest of the students as well. The carnival was meant to raise funds for the various orphanages that, not just orphanages, organizations that we were involved in CAS. The money earned from the CAS would be donated to these organizations who we worked to live along our time in CAS. As a whole, it will bring the whole school student body together as well as the local community in one event that would also be entertaining and at the same time be beneficial to the rest of the people who are in our run-on community. GMIS Carnival was one of the longest activities we've had, but at the same time, it was also the most rewarding. It was one of the two of the largest activities we had, and overall, they would be some of the most work we've done in CAS.